Hello everyone, welcome back to Sportsbook Review's coverage of the Europa League. I'm delighted to have alongside me Alex Campean and George Gamble. Once again, we absolutely smashed it in match day 1 of the Europa League, so I'm hoping that we can keep it going, this wonderful attacking triumvirate of me, George and Alex. We have got some great games to break down with you today. Those are the games that we've got official picks for. At the end, we'll play the correct score round where we go through every game, put the guests on the spot and ask them what they think the final score will be.
And we guessed some of the correct scores the other day, in the first round. It was nice.
We sure did. I wonder if we should work it out, if you would have actually generated a profit by betting a small amount on all the different correct scores we did. But
yeah,
our official picks, they smashed it as well. So we're hoping that we can keep the good times rolling on Thursday. Before we start breaking the games down, just like to give you a little hit the notification bell, click the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. We love getting a thumbs up. It makes us feel all warm and happy inside. And YouTube loves it. And big Mr. SBR, he loves it too. So make sure you do that. And then head on over to sportsbookreview.com. You'll find all sorts there. Odds comparison tool, sportsbook reviews, picks, write-ups and analysis from pro handicappers like Alex. Great forum. We've got everything going on there. So head on over there. But first, listen to us break down these games. Oh, we've still got the Pick 6 contest as well. Still going strong, that Pick 6 contest. You can win $50,000 in season-long cash prizes and $1,600 in weekly prizes just for making predictions about NFL and college football games. No money required to enter, just cash prizes given out. It's fantastic. Okay, we are going to start with Antwerp versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Should be an interesting game. I don't actually have anything on this one, but I put it down because you both have something for this one. So we'll start. What's your take on this game?
I'm going for over 2.5 goals in this match at 1.88, 2.75, sorry, plus over 2.75 goals on the Asian handicap, meaning that if we get 3 goals, half of your stake will be a win, half of your stake will be a void or a push. I really love this Antwerp side in Jupiler League. I'm betting on them always for goals. This season, they are competing with heavyweights in their domestic league, and they are there on the fourth position, just 1 point behind the Club Brugge, who are first in the standings after 9 games. On the other side, Eintracht Frankfurt, the king of the 1-1 draws. I think that they have 5 consecutive 1-1 draws, including one against the Fenerbahce in the first Europa League fixture, in the first round. I think that this will be both of them need the win on this one, because Olympiacos and Fenerbahce probably will battle to a 1-1 draw, in my opinion. I don't know, probably. But so with the win, the two teams will climb on the standings here. So I think that it will be a very entertaining type of game. I think that we can easily see a 2-3-1 type of game.
Okay, thanks, Alex. Shout out to everyone on the chat. Hello to Magnus, Jojo, Suresh. Hello, Ashley, to Mohammed. It's a fixed match. I like that as a handle. Fadi Azam, Jojo Mofo, Nicholas, Bertram Abrahams, Joey. Hello, Sean. Hello, Harry. Hello, Jeremiah. Hello. Hola, Barca man. Hi, everyone. A couple of people asking about Flash. Flash just left, man. Sometimes people leave. Sometimes people want to get a new job. Flash is gone, but we've got George, and many people suspect that George is actually Flash's son. So there we go. We've got George alongside me and Alex. And George, you've got a tip for this game. What do you think is going to happen between Antwerp and Frankfurt?
Yeah, very, very much a similar angle to Alex. So I've just gone with the over 2.5, and that was at 1.77. But obviously, I do like Alex's as well. Just, Alex has covered a lot of the points I was going to raise, actually. Eintracht Frankfurt this season, though, as he said, king of the 1-1 draws, 5 consecutive 1-1 draws. It's phenomenal. It really is. You going to say something, Alex?
No.
No.
It's
Sorry, look like you're about to say
it's
something.
Incredible. It was incredible also in the last Bundesliga match. We previewed the other week, and I went for over 2.5 goals. But I said to Martin that we might see a 1-1 draw. So sprinkle a little money, some beer money on the correct score 1-1 draw. And look, it happened.
Exactly. And even going back to last season, you look at Eintracht, there's been at least 3 goals in 70% of Frankfurt's away matches since the start of last season. And both teams have actually found the back of the net in 80% of those matches too. You look at Antwerp, as Alex has already attested to, doing really well so far, obviously in the Belgian league, just a point off top. And they've seen plenty of goals at home this season, 3 of their 4 games seeing 3 or more goals as well at home. And they've scored in 7 of their 9 league games this season, but they've also conceded in 8 of them. So for me, everything about this one just points towards goals. It really does. And kind of looking a bit further into a bit more detail, you look at Eintracht, they've won the ball back in the opposition's final third more than any other Bundesliga side so far this term. And if they can do that against this Antwerp side, I think they should be able to score at least a couple for the first time this season. But they'll also allow Antwerp to have chances of their own because they do gift up chances to the opposition. So for me, I think this has got all the ingredients you'd want for an exciting game. So goals is definitely the play here. So I've gone with the over 2.5.
Got it. Thanks, George. Yeah, the Bundesliga is certainly a superior quality league to the Belgian Pro League. So this could be the game in which Frankfurt get their first 2 goals.
You know what?
Sorry
to stop you here. If there is a price 1.77 for over 2.5 goals, I'm taking that one too. I couldn't find that price in the morning when I gave you the bets.
Okay, thanks, Alex. So we're thinking goals in this one. Sounds good to me. The next game we have up is Legia Warsaw versus Leicester. And neither of you, I don't think you guys have got a tip on this game, but I added it in because I think it's about time Leicester woke up this season. They've been sleepwalking through the opening weeks of the campaign. They were pretty poor against Burnley at the weekend. Had Jamie Vardy not scored that own goal, they would have won. My prediction would have paid off, but what are you going to do? That's football sometimes. But they drew with Napoli in the opening game of the season, of the Europa League campaign, threw away a 2-goal lead. You can't sometimes mitigate for a striker like Osimhen. He's just quality. I know that Legia Warsaw are a very good team. I'm certainly not disrespecting them. I know we've got some wonderful Polish viewers, but I do think this is a game that Leicester really should be winning because they've got fantastic quality all over the pitch. Not so hot in defence, but going forward, they've got so many options, and they appear to be taking this tournament seriously as well. So I've gone for Leicester to win and over 1.5 goals at odds of plus 110. Alex, guns ahead, correct score for this one?
1-0.
To Leicester?
Yeah.
Ooh, George, guns ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go a different approach. I've been a bit disappointed by Leicester and that collapse in that second half against Napoli. Napoli are a very good side, admittedly, but I think they also want to focus. Losing 3-2 to Burnley, obviously games coming up. I quite fancy a 1-1 draw here.
Ooh, so neither of you think Leicester over 5 goals. So I'm going out on a limb on my own. But I think they could be leaving the Polish capital with 3 points. We shall see. I've got another game. We've got Napoli versus Spartak Moscow. And I had to say at the start of the video who we're going to have as our main man on the thumbnail. So I obviously went for Osimhen because he's quality. Neither of you guys put down a tip for it, so I've had to delve into this game and find a tip of my own. And I'm going to go for Napoli to cover a spread in this one. Spread's been set at minus 1.5 goals. Napoli have just been amazing in the opening weeks of the season, just blowing the opposition away week in, week out, 100% record, whereas Spartak have lost 4 out of 9 games so far in the Russian Premier League. Russian teams don't often travel particularly well. Napoli also seem to be taking this competition reasonably seriously based on the team that they fielded against Leicester and on the comeback that they staged at the King Power. So I'm going to go for Napoli to cover the spread at -125. Alex, Napoli, Spartak, correct score, guns ahead.
Yeah, they're 2-3-0.
Okay, George, guns ahead.
Yep, same. I'm going to go 3-0.
Nice, like it. That means the bet's definitely coming in then. Okay, we're going to move on to Lyon versus...
Antwerp is asking, hey, Martin, can you give SBR General Director email thanks? And I asked him if he wants also his address, maybe, his wife number and stuff like that.
Funnily enough, I don't even know who the SBR Director General is. It's such a big organisation that it could... I have absolutely no clue. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You don't ever see who's running this thing, but someone's running the show. All I know is Shani, and I know Esteban. So we'll ask them, but I can't help you. I'm afraid I can't help you. But there's all sorts of ways of getting in touch with SBR. They run a complaint resolution service if you have a dispute with sports books, and there's a contact form on the site. So if you do that, you'll be able to get on over there. Lyon versus Brondby. Lyon, quality team. I had Lyon to beat, was it Celtic or Rangers? I think I had them to beat Rangers in the last round, and they got they got the job done. And I also had Betis to beat Celtic, so faded the Scottish teams, and it paid dividends. They're coming up against Brondby, who won the Danish league last season, but haven't made a particularly strong start to proceedings this time around. But there's something you like in this one, George. What have you gone for?
Yeah, it's a bet for me that obviously landed in the last game week, I think, when we had Bayer Leverkusen against Ferencvárosi. And I think, once again, this is a time where the market is underestimating Brondby's chances to even score. So I'm going for both teams to score in this one at a healthy price of 2.2 or +120. Nice. And you look at Lyon, they've conceded in every competitive game they've played on home soil this season. In fact, they've conceded the same amount of goals as Troyes, who sit literally just above the relegation zone on goal difference. You know, they do gift up chances, a lot of chances. They're conceding an average of 1.5 goals per game this season, which, you know, it's not sustainable if you want to be sort of challenging the likes of PSG at the top of the table. And, you know, looking at Brondby, they have scored in 7 of their 9 league games. And I just think they can trouble this Lyon defence. You know, if they're offering up those chances for, you know, that kind of price, I do think Lyon score at least. So technically, for me, we're getting that price on Brondby just to nick a goal. And with the way that this Lyon defence are playing this season, they're very disjointed. They struggle when they come up against players of skill. They just look a bit disorganised at times and leave plenty of gaps. So for me, that price on just Brondby to score, if you like, I think is well overpriced. And I really do like this one. I think they're both sides that struggle defensively, but have got, you know, they're much stronger in attack. So I think this game could be end to end and a game of which attack's better, you know, who outscores who. So for me, both teams to score at 2.2 is a great price.
Okay, thanks, George. Yeah, it's Lyon's attack that I really like the look of. They got quality players going forward, but yeah, I'm also a bit unconvinced about their defence. Alex, Lyon versus Brondby. What would you say is your correct?
3-1. 3-1, somewhere there.
Oh, okay. 3-1. Sounds good. Not sure about Abdobet. Okay, yeah, Abdobet. Seriously, I don't. Just if you get in touch with the contact form on the website, I'm sure they'll be able to sort that out. No problem.
Directly on the forum. You can do it directly on the forum. You can contact one of the forum people who are working for SBR now. So I'm sure that you will solve that very fast.
But congratulations on winning the Pick 6 contest. That's amazing. Beat me. I entered. I didn't win, but you've shown your pro football and college football knowledge there. Okay, next up we have Real Sociedad, also known as Real Sociedad in England, coming up against the mighty Monaco. And I'm going to have to say that My guests are going to go head-to-head on this one.
Ooh.
I know. George, tell us why you're going for under 2.5 goals.
Ooh.
Well, I look at this one. Obviously, Sociedad have got an injury crisis on their hands, missing up to about 10 players. But for me, the one that kind of clinches it is just the styles of these two teams, the clash of styles there. I also look at, over half of Sociedad's games since the beginning of last season, I've seen the unders land. And for me, it is just due to those styles that I think it's going to be quite tight, and I think it'll be a bit of a battle. Monaco, they're a side who like to play in the opposition third, work their way into the box to get their shots off. And I just think that the way Monaco set up defensively, if Sociedad can get that lead early, they will frustrate Monaco and suffocate them in that defensive half. Monaco, they do make a lot of mistakes defensively, against the likes. If Oyarzabal, for example, on that flank, he's going to be able to get the better of them. I think he'll cause Monaco defence a lot of problems. I just expect the majority of this game to be played in the middle of the park, and that's where the game is going to be won and lost for me. And I think it could just be a bit of a chess match. I think it will get a bit, like I said, just a bit of a battle, a bit kind of doggy in there, and it'd just be a tough one for me. I don't see end-to-end action. I just don't see it. I see a lot of the attacks being broken up, failing in those final thirds. And for me, the value is on unders. I mean, that's just the way I'm going to play it. I'm really interested to obviously hear Alex. It's always, interesting when two people are going at two different angles. But for me, I'm going the under 2.5 goals. I think at over evens for something that, has happened in over half of Sociedad's home games since the beginning of last season with those styles as well. That's going to be the play for me at plus 106.
Yeah, Alex, Real Sociedad are involved in a lot of low-scoring games, but over 2.5 goals has come in Monaco's last 3 games. So tell us why you're going for over 2.5 goals.
I love the fact that Monaco are back in a great goal-scoring form. I love that triangle from in front with Ben Yedder, Golovin and Voland, and also Martins has a lot of pace on the right side. Like George said, Monaco are conceding a lot of goals, and exactly like he said, Oyarzabal will have a party at home against Monaco. So I don't see how this Real Sociedad team will not be able to score at least 2 goals on their own against Monaco. And together with the injury crisis, missing many players at the back, I think that Monaco's attacking firepower should be able to score also a goal or 2. So this is why I'm going for the over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.9. I don't see how this game will go under. Best of luck to George, of course. But let's see. I'm very interested to see the game. I'm predicting a high-scoring affair, and I think that the first 30 minutes will see at least 1 goal, in my opinion.
Okay, thanks, Alex. So can't wait to see what happens in this one then. I'm sitting on the fence. Sean's going for Lyon and both teams to score, which means he's going over 2.5.
Exactly.
Man's going for Real Sociedad draw double
chance
and both teams to score at plus 230. So he's also going for over 2.5 goals. But we shall see. We shall see. Sociedad are involved in a lot of low-scoring games. They're a pretty stubborn team. So
I just think in that Monaco love playing in the opposition half, and Real Sociedad, they'll limit those chances. They're not going to let them get in, so they're going to limit them to shots from distance. I mean, I just see in that midfield, that's where it's going to be really kind of just clogged in there, in my opinion. Obviously with Real Sociedad missing, for example, Isaac. I just think, they'd be happy with a goal, and I think then they'll limit Monaco to chances. I can see it being a very tight Sociedad win. But, I could be completely wrong, but that's the angle that I see it at. So we'll see what happens.
Thanks, George. Hello to Rude Boy, who's just joined the chat to talk about Arsenal and Tottenham. Basically, no one can stop talking about Arsenal at the moment. They battered Spurs at the weekend. North London's red. They're going to win the league. It's all anyone wants to talk about. It's fair enough. They're a great team. Yeah, wasn't so good for Chelsea, though, was it, Rude Boy? Sorry about that. Next up, we have Celtic versus Bayer Leverkusen. Scottish, a once Scottish heavyweight, kind of fallen on hard times, not looking so great for them this season. Coming up against the Bayer Leverkusen team, Alex, that sits second in the Bundesliga table. What have you got on this one?
I'm going again for the goals market. I see a pretty high scoring affair also in this one. Of course, I don't see another 4-3 type of game like it happened in the first round with the Betis winning 4-3 at home against Celtic. But Leverkusen are another animal. They are in a great goal scoring form. Wirtz, Diaby, they're up. I think that they are incredible right now, and they look pretty good against Mainz. They gave up some great chances, but they failed to score some sitters. Absolutely amazing how that match finished 1-0. I watched it all, and I can say that it's sometimes we have this type of games that you expect to go overs, and they finished 1-0 or 0-0, but it's incredible how this game finished 1-0, you know. You say, how the fuck the ball didn't enter to the net like 10 times, you know. So yeah, I think that also Celtic will find the back of the net. Over 2.75 on the Asian handicap at 1.83.
Thanks, Alex. Now, this is the sort of energy I love to see in the chat. Anna Monica, Gunners to win Champions League, Premier League and FA Cup next season. Thank you. I couldn't agree more. Premier League and Champions League this season, then Premier League, Champions League and FA Cup next season.
And then you can turn off FIFA.
You can close the system on the PC.
George is just worried because he's a Man City fan and he knows that Arsenal are going to be a very credible threat.
How'd you get on in the previous game? Just asking.
What, the FA Cup game in the semi-final?
City.
Yeah, we beat them 2-0, 2-1.
Nobody played you this season.
No, that one didn't count.
That is more worried. I think this is more worried about the Champions League.
Arsenal were going to win that one 4-3, and then Xhaka got sent off, and it all fell apart. Up against 11 men, no chance. Okay. No chance. I do feel great. Thank you, Anna Monica. I appreciate that. I'm going for Bayer Leverkusen in this one, though. What a great game that was. Celtic versus Betis in the last round. It was on Betis, and they got the win, which was amazing because they were heavily losing at one point. But Celtic's defence was just awful. I like Alex's bet because Celtic have been great going forward. They've already scored 17 goals in the SPL so far this season, but they've already lost 3 matches, which is pretty dreadful when you consider the standard of football that's in Scotland right now.
Yeah.
Leverkusen have the bit between their teeth in the Bundesliga. Been very impressed with them, and I think they've got superior quality players in pretty much every department. Yeah. So, for me, the odds on an away win for Leverkusen look great. I've got even money on it. George, what would you say would be the scoreline in this one if you had to predict?
Well, I'd probably say 3-1 Leverkusen. You know, Celtic have conceded 2 or more goals in 9 of their last 11 Europa League games, and as you said, just offensively they look horrible, don't they? So, and Bayer Leverkusen just have that quality. So yeah, I'd take a guess on 3-1 to Leverkusen.
Nice one, thanks, George. Yeah, Jojo thinks that with Joe Hart in goal, expect them to concede goals. Poor old Joe Hart. He was such a good goalkeeper once upon a time.
Exactly. Look what you're right.
Guardiola.
Once upon a time.
Straight away because he's not the greatest with his distribution, and then he's just been in a downward spiral. I kind of hope he wins some silverware in Scotland. I hope he gets something at the tail end of his career, but I don't think he's going to get much from this game against Bayer Leverkusen, sadly. Next up, we have Ferencvárosi. Perhaps Alex can help me with the pronunciation of this one, seeing as lives next door to Romania, being next door to Hungary. They are coming up against Real Betis. I might be the only person with a tip on this. Oh no, Alex is on it as well. Alex, what are you going for, and what's the best way to pronounce Ferencvárosi?
So it's Ferencvárosi. Yeah, and this is another type of game that I don't understand why the bookies have this kind of odds on both teams to score at 1.75 against the Betis side. I'm not saying that Betis are not 2 classes above Ferencvárosi right now, but Ferencvárosi are a team who score goals, you know. And the game that they did against Leverkusen were pretty solid. They had 4 shots on goal. They had 10 goal attempts. Yes, they gave away the possession. They gave away the ball, but they are deadly on the break, and they have some interesting players in the attacking line with a great pace, very talented, you know, who can score from even from outside the box with great shots. So I really love this Hungarian team to score against Betis one more time. Also against Betis, not one more time. And Betis, let's put it this way, they are not the best defensive side in this competition. I mean, they are conceding week in and week out, also in La Liga. And the 3 goals against that they conceded against Celtic can tell you that, you know, only in this competition. I'm not even talking about La Liga, you know, but a great comeback from them after being 2 goals down. After that they scored 4 times. They are by far the better side between the two, with Fekir, with Iglesias, Joaquin there, with experienced players. But I think that they will concede also. So both teams to score for me at 1.75.
Yeah, Real Betis certainly not the best defensive team, despite having the legendary Hector Bellerin at right back. But going forwards, they are terrific. Nabil Fekir, Sergio Canales is just a phenomenal player. Willian Jose back among the goals at the weekend, scored twice against Getafe. 3 wins and a draw from their past 4 La Liga matches. Only Real Madrid have beaten them this season. Yes, they conceded against Celtic, but I like the fight they showed to come back and win the game. Definitely not the greatest defensive team, but I think Pellegrini's got them playing well going forward. So I'm going for an outright Betis win in this one at -133. George, what would be your correct score on this one if you had to?
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. I think this one has got a 2-1 written all over it for me personally. I think Ferencvárosi can still get on the score sheet, but ultimately I think Betis would just have a little bit too much for them.
Yeah, thanks, George. I agree with that. Jack P is going for Betis to win and over 2.5 goals. Or Barcaman's going Betis win and both teams to score. So I think we're all pretty much in agreement, aren't we? We're all thinking that there's going to be goals in this game and that Betis are going to edge it because Betis are just dynamite going forwards. Okay, thank you very much, Alex. Thank you, George, for your official picks on those games. Now it's time to play correct score round. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. We'll start with Alex for the early games, then we'll start with George for the later games. So we keep it fair. The first one then we have, Alex, is Fenerbahce of Turkey versus Olympiacos of Greece. What's the score?
2-1 for Fenerbahce.
Okay, George.
2-2.
2-2, like it. Next we have. Oh, this is a game I almost went for. Sturm Graz of Austria versus PSV Eindhoven, Alex.
2-2.
Okay, George.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be goals. I'll go for PSV to edge out a very entertaining 3-2 win.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was thinking maybe 2-1 to PSV. I was thinking PSV and over 1.5 goals. Good odds in that one. Okay, Sparta Prague versus Rangers, Alex.
1-1.
Ooh, George.
2-0 Sparta.
2-0 Sparta.
Going with it. I'm being brave. I think.
Tough start.
Come on, Sparta. Yeah. Come on, Sparta.
Could be a tough start to the campaign for Rangers then.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll start with you now then, George. Braga of Portugal versus Midtjylland of Denmark.
Go 2-1 Braga.
Okay, Alex, what would you go for? A bonus point.
No, I love that score. 2-1 Braga, yeah.
Okay, bonus point if you can pronounce the Midtjylland properly.
No, this one I could never tried to pronounce it correctly. I don't know. Midtjylland. I don't know.
Many sort of vowels and consonants that don't go with one another in the English language.
Exactly.
To wrap our tongues around there, I think. Okay, next one we have another one I almost went for. Genk versus Dynamo Zagreb, George.
Ooh, I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1, Alex.
A 2-1 Genk.
Yeah, I think 2-1 Genk. I think Genk could nick that. Their striker is a beast. Don't like this one. Lazio versus Lokomotiv Moscow, George.
I'm going to go with 2-1 Lazio.
Alex.
3-1 Lazio.
Oh, like it. I hope they put out a bit of a stronger team and take it a bit more seriously. Ludogorets versus Red Star Belgrade, George.
Ooh.
Tough, isn't it?
Very tough, this one. I'm going to go with 1-0 Red Star Belgrade.
Alex, you're going 1-0
Every
Red
time
Star?
I go with Ludogorets. Every time I go with Ludogorets, it doesn't go my way. So I'm going with Red Star Belgrade. I fancy.
Same. I'm going the same bet. 1-0 Red Star.
There you have it, guys.
Crvena Zvezda, by the way. Crvena Zvezda.
Maybe you get like 7-1 or something on that. Maybe go for it, guys, if everyone's in agreement.
Alex, do you want to just read my correct scores for the rest of the show, if you like?
Good times. George, Marseille versus Galatasaray.
Oh, I've not been that impressed with Marseille this season.
Either with Galatasaray.
No, exactly. This is the problem. But I think Marseille will edge it 2-1.
Okay. Alex, 2-1 to Marseille?
I think that Galatasaray will not find the back of the net, so 2-0 for me.
2-0. Okay, and finally we've got West Ham versus Rapid Vienna. George.
Yeah, West Ham did well on Matchday 1, didn't they? I think they can edge this one, and I'm going to go with 2-0. I think they'll be defensively solid.
Yeah, I like that. Alex?
Okay, not to go the same, I'll go with 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0 sounds about right. Rapid Vienna haven't been great, and West Ham, very strong team, very solid. Had them draw no bet against Leeds at the weekend, and they they pulled it out of the bag for me. Michail Antonio, what a hero he is. Okay, thank you very much, Alex and George, for playing correct score round. Esteban, if you could please bring up the official plays. We'll read out to our lovely guests what we've got. As I say, I'm going for Leicester to win and over 1.5 goals at plus 110, although caveat it by saying that neither of these guys think that's going to come in. So maybe tread a little bit cautiously, do a little low stake perhaps. I've got Napoli to cover the minus 1.5 handicap spread. That's at minus 125. Going for a straight win for Bayer Leverkusen at even money, plus 100. And I've got a straight win for Real Betis at minus 133.
I'm going for Sociedad Monaco over 2.5 goals in the match, not under.
Actually, that's wrong. Yeah, he's going for over.
Yeah, at 1.9. Celtic versus Leverkusen over 2.5 goals, because I heard that that is a better price. No, actually it was Antwerp versus Frankfurt over 2.75 at minus 120. Ferencvárosi, Betis both to score at minus 133. Antwerp, Frankfurt over 2.5 at 1.77.
Yeah, so I'm going with Lyon and Brondby, both teams to find at the back of the net in France. And then in Belgium, Antwerp against Eintracht Frankfurt. I'm going for the over 2.5 goals at minus 130. And finally, Real Sociedad versus Monaco. I'm going head-to-head with Alex, and I'm going with the under 2.5 goals at plus 106.
Okay, thank you very much, George. Thanks, Esteban. Harry Doherty's going 12-0 to West Ham, which sounds quite fun. He reckons they've got some fast players, Rapid Vienna. Boom. Fixed match every day says, remember, West Ham are going to lose this game. Can't really see it, but hey. And what about the Conference League? Well, maybe we'll start covering the Europa Conference League one day if it establishes itself as a proper tournament. I'm not sure there's a great deal of interest in there at the moment, but if if the fans want it, we'll bow down to popular demand. We can start covering some games potentially in future, but we haven't really done much this season on it. Okay, thanks very much to Alex and George. Thanks everyone for watching on. Thanks for all the tips you've been giving out in the comments and the banter. It's been great. I hope you've enjoyed the content. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. We've got 32 already, but I think we can whack that up. As I say, don't know who the Director General is, but the Mr. SBR loves it. YouTube loves it. Everyone loves getting a thumbs up. We feel really special if we do as well. So please do that. And then head on over to sportsbookreview.com to read more about football, basketball, baseball, tennis, all sorts of sports. Compare the odds to get the very best prices. And read some great sportsbook reviews, all sorts of content there. But enjoy the games. Hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, George. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Guy. Best of luck.
Thanks, guys. Take care.